Hey there, I'm Ken, this is Canadian Retro Things, welcome. So how was my trip to CoCoFest? What did I buy at CoCoFest? If these are the questions you're asking, well, you've come to the right place for the answers. So this was the very first CoCoFest I have ever attended. And I had a lot of fun, and I bought a lot of stuff. So I guess we'll just start at the beginning of the trip because I drove all the way from my place near Vancouver, Canada to Chicago. But that wasn't the only part of the trip. Good morning, everybody. It is 5 days till CoCoFest, and I am about to start my journey. This is a journey that is going to be a round trip of approximately 10,000 kilometers for me. That's 6,000 miles approximately. So I've got my Coco 3 packed, and yeah, I'm heading to Chicago.
Well, here I am about 6 hours into my trip. I've stopped at a rest stop to have a little snack, stretch my legs, and walk around a little bit. This rest stop holds some significance for me. About 9 years ago, I was driving back out to the coast and I had my 2 cats with me. I pulled into this rest stop to empty some garbage out of my vehicle. And while I was emptying the garbage, I heard a click behind me, turned around, and my cats had locked the door on me of my truck. Unfortunately, my truck was running and that was my only set of keys that I had with me. So I had to hike down the highway to a restaurant and call a tow truck. It was Thanksgiving weekend. Tow truck driver was laughing at me that my cats had locked me out of my truck and it cost me almost $200 to get my doors opened. So now I am back here having a snack. My cats are at home though this time.
All right, there we are, the end of day 1 after 17 hours of driving. I'm in a hotel room. Hotel room? Ooh, pretty. So, it's time for me to go to bed. Good night. All right, here we go. It is the beginning of day 2 of traveling to CoCoFest. Not driving nearly as far today, only a few hours, and then I'm going to spend about 24 hours visiting relatives. Then it's off to the US and CoCoFest. So I've now made it to Saskatoon, Saskatchewan. I'm visiting some relatives for a day or so, and then I will be jumping into the car with L. Curtis Boyle and heading to Chicago. It was a fast trip from Saskatoon to Chicago. We drove almost 2,100 kilometers, which is about 1,300 miles, straight through, so there was not a lot of time for sightseeing or filming. We only stopped for gas, food, or the odd rest stop for a quick break. Friday morning, we made it to the hotel, and once checked in, we started setting up for the weekend. This was when I started meeting a lot of the people in person that I knew online for the very first time. What followed was 2 days of fun and geeking out. I've released some other videos about CoCoFest itself that I will link in the description. There was the video about the seminar that I did for Basic 09, some of the live music that happened, as well as a live streamed walk around during the show. Now, I think it's time to take a look at what exactly I bought in Chicago. At CoCoFest, I picked up a lot of awesome stuff. To be honest, I actually spent most of my money in about the first hour, but here is some of the smaller items that I picked up. I'll show you the bigger ticket items after we take a look at these, but let's start with this little pile. And we will start at the back here from cocoman.biz. I got the Joey high-res adapter. I will include links when I can down in the description to if these are available online. So this is a joystick adapter that plugs into the Coco and allows me to switch between left and right with just the toggle switch, and it's also for high-res joysticks. I also picked up Super Pitfall in the blister pack still, with the original price tag of $29.95 from Radio Shack. The Amazing World of Malcolm Mortimer. Amazing World of Malcolm Mortar. Also sealed in the blister pack. And from Computer Connect, I picked up a Coco 3 Deluxe joystick. This is the IBM PC Junior. You may remember that I used one of these for parts to fix my one joystick. Well, Rick over at Computer Connect has made these into fully working Coco joysticks, so you can buy those off of him. And here's one I am particularly excited about. Have not opened this yet, so let's, there we go. So this is a new board for my Color Computer 3 keyboard. And it's got little switches on it. The connector is much nicer than that horrible plasticky connector that they have that tears and breaks. And also there's a switch down here, so you can change it into a Coco 2 keyboard. As you may know, the Coco 3 keyboard has the 4 arrow keys right here. The Coco 1 and 2 have the 2 arrow keys on this side and 2 up and down arrow keys on this side. Flipping that switch allows it to switch over to that, which makes some of the games that were designed for the Coco 1 and 2 much easier to play. So that will be installed into one of my Coco 3s. And from D. Bruce Moore, I picked up Forest of Doom, Hints, Tips, Cheats, and Strategies book. This is actually a game, it's got a download code in it, and you can download the game. It's a newer game for the Coco computer. He is almost ready to release the sequel to this, so I figured I better pick this up and play it. And I also got some Rainbow magazines. So lots of good reading there for me. And here is my first big ticket item, another Color Computer 3. All looks to be very nice. There is your serial number for all of you serial number junkies. Now there is 2 problems with this computer. Number 1 is keyboard does not work properly. Ooh, perhaps that Rick Yulin board that I bought could be used in this computer. Number 2 is that it's not reading cartridges. So that is a repair video for the future. And big ticket item number 2 is a Tandy FD502 disk drive with the drive controller right here. So that will be tried out very soon. This is supposed to be in working condition when I bought it, so looking forward to trying that out. I do believe I even have a game that I can try out in this disk drive. After everything was packed up and the show was over, it was time to go. But first we had to have one last meal together. We settled on Mexican food, which was much enjoyed before saying our final goodbyes, and it was time to get on the road for a long couple of days of traveling. And CoCoFest is over. But the journey's not over. And my buying's not over. As a matter of fact, the journey's not even half over yet. I still have a lot of miles to cover and more things to pick up. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, you know what you can do with the liking, the subscribing, and the commenting below, because anything and everything you do is always greatly appreciated. In part 2, I'm going to be continuing on seeing some more people and buying some more stuff, so I guess I will see you then.